I don't think I have any damage to the engine, guys. Thank God. I think what I did was it was my fault. What I actually did was pretty stupid. On the bottom of the push rod, there's a part of the push rod that's about that big, and you turn that, and that increase. You could increase it or decrease the length of the push rod, and then you have your locking nuts. You have two lock nuts. I didn't use the lock nuts. I turned the adjuster down, but I never turned the lock nuts to lock it in place. That's what I did. So what happened was, through the vibration and the push rod going up and down, that little adjuster screwed itself back up. So the push rod's not bent, thank God. I don't think anything's damaged. Now, what I did buy, I have it coming in today, is an articulating bore scope. And that, I could move that little camera around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that down on the cylinder, and I want to take a look at the cylinder and underneath of the valves. Also, I can use that when because I'm going to readjust all the valves, or the push rods. I'm readjusting all the push rods. I have to do it over. Now with that endoscope, I'll be able to perfectly find out the top dead center, when the piston's at a top dead center, and which valve is closed that I can adjust. Like if I'm gonna adjust the front cylinder first, so I'm gonna adjust the intake, then the exhaust. And what you have to do is you're doing the front piston first. That piston has to be on top dead center, and you're doing I'll be doing the intake valve first. That has to be closed. So I could actually put my endoscope in the cylinder and visually verify that it's closed. So I could get that dialed in a lot better like that with that endoscope. And then you have to wait for the valve. I like to wait 30 minutes per tappet for that tappet to bleed down. They say 20, but I give it 30 minutes. That's what I think that's what happened to the push rod. I never locked the adjuster in place. So once again, I got lucky. I don't think I'll be able to sell the bike around here. Everyone around here is broke. And I'm not giving it away, guys. I think that motorcycle is going to be in my garage, man. It's going to be hooked on to me for a long time. I think I'm going to own that bike for a long time, bro. A long time. What do you think? What do you guys out there think about this up at the bridge crazes right now? Everybody sees a bridge pillar get hit by a barge or by a boat. They're calling up the state. They're calling the authorities up. It's like a craze right now. They need to come to the Pittsburgh area. These bridges around here are so shoddy. There's one bridge I was on 3 weeks ago when I picked that hand cannon up. I'm on the bridge sitting in traffic, the bridge is shaking. It's called the McKees Rocks Bridge. That bridge needs to be shut down and torn down and rebuilt. I'm on the bridge is like moving like that. And that's how most of the bridges around here are. And you don't see no one around here calling the authorities saying, hey, these bridges are in bad shape. Because if they shut in order for them to do it right, they'd have to shut almost every bridge down, and it would cause a severe traffic standstill, a severe one. Because the Passburg area is already has a great lack of infrastructure. The traffic is already real bad around the Passburg area. If they shut one bridge down, it'll paralyze this area, let alone 3 or 4. Another thing I want to say too, guys, is you can't even mention guns on YouTube no more. Their guidelines are getting really tight with guns. YouTube, they don't want to see. They don't want to see no guns. No guns. No guns. No. They don't want to hear about anyone talking about guns. You're not allowed, according to YouTube, you're not allowed to own no guns. Not allowed to know nothing about guns. You're not allowed to protect your home or your family with a gun. The gun videos I made have limited monetization. Limited. This one here, this video here, since I'm talking about guns, the monetization might get limited. That's how strict they're getting, because YouTube wants to be on the gravy train with everybody else that's against guns. You know, I try to tell people, you need to take your streets back. Okay, you need to protect your home. You need to stop people from coming in your house and home invading your house. You need to protect yourself against home invasions, and protect what you worked for, and protect your family, protect yourself and your property. You know, I'm not even going to mention it's your right as an American to bear arms. Okay, it's your right as a human being to bear arms. It's not the gun that kills the person; it's the person that does it. You know, if they completely take guns from people, they're gonna figure out some way to build a gun out of a pipe, or they'll figure out some way to do it, or they'll make some kind of new weapon that they can make in their garage. That's not going to stop nobody. But that's how, I just want to tell you guys, that's how strict YouTube is getting right now. Okay, you can't even talk back to nobody on YouTube no more. You'll get a. I got 2 warnings today. I got 2 warnings today already from YouTube. I didn't even use foul language. I put down on a remark about the stores closing in San Francisco. This one guy made a video, so I put down the reason why they're closing is because Americans are selfish and greedy, and they're self-centered, and they're self-entitled. And that's what brought the rent up, and that's why stores are closing, and everyone's just most Americans are rotten people. I got a warning from YouTube not to veer out of the guidelines, because that was considered as hate speech by YouTube. And I got another one similar to that earlier today. You can't even speak your mind anymore. You can't even tell the truth anymore. That's why this country ain't gonna turn around in the next 4 years, guys. You know, I'm not gonna get political on you, because I really don't care who the president is, but ain't no one gonna turn this country around in no 1, 2, 3, 4 years. It just, you know, if you think that, man, you're brainwashed, because it just ain't gonna happen. It can't happen. It can't physically happen. These generations right now have to die away. It's going to take 50, 60, 70, 80 years for America to turn around, for it to change. It might just change for the worse. It might get even worse. But for it to change, ain't gonna happen in no 4 years, guys. It's too far gone. You know, anybody that thinks that, I suggest you to stop gazing into your iPhone 14, and you need to put your iPhone down, or you need to put your Samsung smartphone down. You need to put it down and go for a walk with your dog. Go for a walk with your children. Go to the park. Because apparently you're brainwashed by what's coming over your smartphone too much. And then I had one guy left a message on he left a message. The message was meant to hurt me. And what I do to people that leave messages to try to hurt me is I mute them. I don't block them from coming on the channel. I mute them. Because once you mute somebody on YouTube, you take away their voice. And I can't unmute them. Once they're muted, that person is permanently muted. So what that means is when they go on your channel and they leave a comment, they're still able to leave a comment, but nobody but them sees that comment. You know, they'll make a comment and they'll wonder why no one's making a comment back to them. It's because you got muted. You got muted. And you can't get unmuted. I muted 2 people today because the comments, the hateful comments they left me. You know, this one guy left a message that I was doing a video in the garage with the motorcycle. He said, "Oh, that's some guy living in a Pittsburgh basement. That's Pittsburgh base, something like that." So I muted him. He's out. He's done. Welcome to the pit. He's in the pit. He's in the pit. Can't get out. Never get out. So you know, you can't talk reasonably to anybody anymore. To most Americans anymore. You know, they're so programmed on everything got to go their way and come their way. When something doesn't go their way, they immediately start crying. I call them the school bus generation. Okay, I'll explain to you what the school bus generation is. This is the school bus generation is the next generation of self-entitled Americans that are coming up. The school bus generation is, you see all these kids with their mothers and fathers. They're in the car, or they're in their SUV. Let's do it right. They're in their SUV at the school bus stop. As soon as they see the school bus rolling up, they get out of the SUV. The parents get out with the kids, and they walk their children to the school bus, and they wait until they get on. Then they wave goodbye. The school bus picks them up from the front of their doorstep, drops them off at school, picks them up at the end of the day, picks them up from school, drops them off at the front of the doorstep of their home, and the parents are waiting for them. Now, what's going to happen to those kids is they're going to expect everything in life to go that way because they're raised like that. They're raised getting everything handed to them. They're raised everything going their way. So they're going to expect everything to be like that. And when something doesn't go like that, they're not going to know how to constructively deal with it. Now, I don't have nothing against kids being picked up at the front at the front of the doorstep, or I don't have nothing against parents waiting for their kids. But what this is doing to them is it's going to make them self-entitled. And what self-entitled, you guys don't know what self-entitlement means. It means a person is selfish. It makes a person selfish, thinking that everything goes for them. It's all about them. That's basically what that means. That's a street form of saying that. When I went to school, I had to walk to, so there was no school buses picking us up. I had to walk to school in any kind of weather. And I started walking to school when I was 5 years old, brother. You don't see no 5-year-old kids today walking down the sidewalk walking to school. That don't exist no more. But that's how it was back in the day. Back in the day, that's how it was. You seen all little kids walking down the sidewalk. They were walking to school. And that's why the way we were raised to be independent, and we were raised not to be self-entitled, not to be selfish. You know, that's why I'm trying to tell you guys out there, you think America is going to get any better in the next 4 years. This can't happen, man. It can't happen. You're dreaming. It cannot physically happen. It's going to just get worse. I don't care if you get Superman in office. I don't care if you get the Bionic Man and Wonder Woman in office. It's going to get worse. Stuff's going to get more expensive. People are going to in turn be angrier. There's going to be more violence. Matter of fact, you know, YouTube just might delete my channel because I'm speaking the truth here. I'm not allowed to speak the truth here in America no more. Yeah, so if you show any kind of gun, like if I get my 454 Casull right now and just point it up, this video here will have limited monetization. It's a shame, really is, crying shame. But as for the motorcycle, I don't think I damaged anything. But my articulating endoscope's coming in today, and I could put an SD card in there, so I'll be able to make a video of that little borescope going inside the cylinders, and it has one of those little things on it that can go like that, you know, like a little talking finger. Like it has a light on the end of it. Then you can turn the wheel and it goes like that. I can't bend my finger back, but you guys know what I'm talking about. It's articulating, so I'll be able to look up at the valves. I want to make sure my valves aren't chipped or broken. I'll be able to make sure they close with that, and I'll be able to look down at the piston and make sure there's no cracks or holes in it. If that's damaged, that bike's going to sit for a long time, man. Because number one, I don't have the time to do the repairs on that. It's not even the money, it's the time to tear the top of that engine off. I don't have the time to do it. I'm thinking very seriously, once I get that running, I'm thinking very seriously of trading it in for an electric BMW CE4 scooter. That's what I'm thinking of doing. There's a company over in Tyrone, PA. They have 6 of them, and they'll take a trade. They'll take the big dog on a trade. It's a BMW. It's an electric scooter. It's a BMW CE4 scooter. You know, because with that, guys, I don't have to worry about gas anymore. I can plug it into my house here. I don't have to worry about it not starting on me. You know, it's like with the big dog, you get 2 tries, maybe 3 tries to start it. Then the battery goes dead, because the starter it's like a car starter. It's as big as a car starter. So you figure you're powering a car starter with a teeny weeny little battery about like that. So after the 3rd try, a battery's dead. Now with the electric scooter, you don't have that. You just press a button. That's all you gotta do. Just press a button and it turns on. You know, yeah, I can't take that on long trips. I think it goes for about 100 miles, but it's reliable transportation. So, take care.